it's Gina with Standing Promises, and tonight we're going through the Beatitudes, and this is the third one in Matthew 5, and it's talking about meekness. And first off, let me read through the Beatitudes real quick, and then we'll talk about this. Tiffany and I kind of introduced it last night, and I'm just going to kind of elaborate a little bit on this one scripture, but okay, so it talks about, this is Matthew 5:1. When Jesus saw his ministry drawing huge crowds, he climbed a hillside. Those who were apprenticed to him, the committed, climbed with him. Arriving at a quiet place, he sat down and taught his climbing companions. This is what he said. You're blessed when you're at the end of your rope. With less of you, there is more of God and his rule. You're blessed when you feel you've lost what is most dear to you. Only then can you be embraced by the one most dear to you. You're blessed when you're content with just who you are, no more, no less. That's the moment you find yourselves proud owners of everything that can't be bought. You're blessed when you've worked up a good appetite for God. He's food and drink in the best meal you'll ever eat. You're blessed when you care. At the moment of being careful, you find yourselves cared for. You're blessed when you get your inside world. You're blessed when you get your inside world, your mind and heart, put right. Then you can see God in the outside world. You're blessed when you can show people how to cooperate instead of compete or fight. That's when you discover who you really are and your place in God's family. You're blessed when your commitment to God provokes persecution. The persecution drives you even deeper into God's kingdom. Not only that, count yourselves blessed every time people put you down or throw you out or speak lies about you to discredit me. What it means is that the truth is too close for comfort and they are uncomfortable. You can be glad when that happens. Give a cheer even, for though they don't like it, I do, and all heaven applauds. And know that you're in good company. My prophets and witnesses have always gotten into that kind of trouble. Alright, so this is Jesus talking to his disciples. And this is just a teaching moment that he gave. And so tonight we're talking about the third one that he talks about. And in like the NIV it says, blessed are the meek. And meek is kind of quiet, timid. My version says, you're blessed when you're content with just who you are, no more, no less. So I kind of took the contentment word more than the meek. So anyway, it made me think of one of my favorite movies from the 80s, and if you guys are my age, you'll appreciate this movie if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, it's so good. But the movie I'm thinking of is Can't Buy Me Love. And if you know anything about it, Patrick Dempsey actually plays the little nerdy astrology kid in this movie. And he's the actor that plays McDreamy on Grey's. But anyway, so he's a lawnmower. He's been mowing lawns all summer long. And he has raised up, I think it was $1,500 or $3,000, something. I can't even remember the exact value, but he had been saving all summer long, mowing, trying to get this money for this telescope that he'd been wanting. So in the early part of the movie, it shows him kind of sitting around with his buddies, and and he's just like, man, this is so boring, like they're around the table playing poker, and he's just not content. He's not, he wants to shake things up. He wants to meet new people. He's just not content. And so his neighbor just happens to be the captain of the cheerleading squad. And so it just so happens that the day he goes to purchase this telescope that he wants was the same day that this girl, this leader of the cheerleaders, had actually ruined one of her mom's leather outfits and was at the store to buy a new one. And she was like, I'll work for free. I want a replacement outfit, and I'll work for free and whatever. Well, he sees the problem. He has the money, and he goes up to her and is like, hey, I'll buy you this outfit, no problem. with the exchange that you will make me popular. You pretend to date me and you'll make me popular. And she's like, you're crazy. This isn't going to work. And he's like, oh, trust me. I have $3,000 or whatever the value was that says that it will. So reluctantly, she agrees to it. They start dating. And lo and behold, he becomes popular. Every guy on the football team loves him. All the cheerleader girls love him. He's great. Except he's got his little nerdy friends that he abandoned completely. He wouldn't hang out with them anymore. You know, they were old news. So anyway, lo and behold, he goes through and, you know, things are going great in his life, so he thought. And then one night at a party, all the truth of everything came out. And she basically said, she's like, he basically bought me to date him, to fool all you guys and to make him popular. And I didn't think it would work, but it did. And you guys, you know, bought into him hook, line, and sinker and whatever. And anyway, so of course he lost. He already had lost his nerdy friends. Now he's lost his popular friends. And I mean, it's just horrible. And I mean, it just kind of shows him trying to rebuild his, you know, his sanity back. And then anyway, at the end of the movie, he kind of makes amends with his little nerdy friends again. And at the end of the movie, you know, he's back to mowing lawns. He's back to his just regular old himself, you know. But the cool thing was, once he became content with who he was, guess what? He'd already had this bond with this girl, and she actually fell in love with him. And so at the end of the movie, they actually get together. Sorry, spoiler alerts for those of you that haven't seen it, but it's a really cute movie. But just like this passage says, you're blessed when you're content with just who you are, no more, no less. That's the moment you find yourselves proud owners of everything that can't be bought. This movie's called Can't Buy Me Love. He didn't have to buy his love for her. And we don't have to buy our love for Jesus either. He was blessed because he was content. And, you know, we can have that same kind of contentment in our lives just by being content. We can have that same peace. We can have that same blessing just by being content. You know, we don't have to try to measure up to the Joneses. We don't have to try to drive this car or have that outfit or buy that purse. We just have to be content with who we are. If you're fat, if you're thin, if you got dark hair, if you got straight hair, if you got curly hair, if you got light hair, it doesn't matter. Just be content with who you are. God created you perfectly in his image. So contentment will bring blessing. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Tiffany will be back with this same passage, and then we'll go on to the next one, okay? Talk to you later. Bye.